Hello, thanks for joining me. I hope you're well and welcome back to the channel. Now, the Great British Summer has thrown us another curveball because I'd fully intended to go for a ride on the T100 today and just clear up a few points, a few of the comments and a few of the queries that have been coming in and show you some of your photographs that have been coming in. And it's as grey as your grandfather's hat outside and it's raining quite heavily. So there's not a deal of fun to be had in that. So if you'll forgive me, what I'll do is I'll use a little bit of the footage that I got while I was out the other day. It is unseen. I'm pretty sure you haven't seen this bit of footage, but the most important thing is to get some of your photographs on and get chatting about some of the queries and the comments that have been coming in. So thank you very much for them. If you would like to comment, you can always leave a comment below the video or email me comments to shottostravels@gmail.com. They're all gratefully received and I'll air them on here and we can have a discussion about them. So, first up, Pirelli tyres. These Pirelli Phantom tyres that are fitted to my T100 and they're probably fitted as standard. The question is to more knowledgeable people than me, only having just had them and not really having much to do with Pirelli motorcycle type before, what do we think of them generally? I'd be interested to hear your thoughts because one or two people, I think three in total, Roger was one of them. Roger said his Pirelli tyres on his, he says they do a weird sort of tracking thing, a bit like when your tyres are squared off, like he's making out that they, you know, and I think I may have noticed a little bit of that. You know, they do seem to be following ruts. Somebody else did say, oh, the first thing you need to do is ditch them Pirelli tyres, and I'm pretty sure he said put some Bridgestones on. So what do we think about that generally? Do we get on with Pirelli tyres or are they only fit for the dustbin? You know, you'd find that hard to believe from a premium brand, but just what I'm saying, there's been a few comments in here about the Pirelli tyres not really being as good as other alternatives. And on that very subject, if the Pirelli tyres were to come off, what do we replace them with? Bridgestones was one suggestion, but there may be others. So what are your thoughts on that? Do we leave them on? Are they good or are they a waste of space? Let me know in the comments below. Now Paul's been in touch and Paul came out with a statement which I think lots of people will agree with. And he put, I do find it insulting and exploitative that bikes such as ours come without a centre stand and with a seat that is uncomfortable. He continues, yet the manufacturers do make these items for you to pay extra for. It's not good enough. Well, Paul, I think that statement will find a home with a lot of us. A lot of us will concur with that. Now, my thoughts, the centre stand, I completely agree. It's just blatant profiteering. I mean, I just switched from the Royal Enfield Classic 350 to the T100. And to be honest, my previous bike had a much more comfortable standard seat and a centre stand as standard. Now we're talking about a bike costing less than £4,000 on the road and it come with those bits on it. Now, my only thoughts were that sort of trying to position themselves as a sort of premium bike manufacturer, quality, aspirational brand. Maybe they think the customers have got more money and let's face it, they're going to be very happy to take it off them. But another thought that I had was the Bonnevilles. I mean, a Bonneville, we buy a Bonneville because it looks like a Bonneville that can trace its roots back to 1959. And to a degree, I would imagine the design constraints that they've got are governed by that a little bit. It's got to look like a Bonneville, otherwise we won't buy them, will we? But I do think that, to provide a comfort seat that looks almost exactly like the standard seat is just nonsense. I mean, come on, Triumph. Just fit the comfort seat to start off with as a starting point. And then if people want to change it to what I believe, and again, tell me in the comments below, is a more comfortable seat, but slightly out of keeping with the original bike, then we can go down the King and Queen route if we choose to. But the reasons for fitting a standard seat and then offering a comfort seat that looks exactly the same doesn't really make any sense to me. So again, what do you think? Leave a comment below. Be good to see your thoughts. Now, while I'm on it, just a word about my stand. I told you about the woes, the problems with my main stand on the last one, but essentially I popped up to the dealership and everybody, I mean too many to mention, have told me on here that it's not a Triumph stand, and the dealer has confirmed that it's not a Triumph stand. And to be honest with you, the dealer has said because of that we're not gonna warranty it. It's not guaranteed. However, they haven't sort of left me in the lurch. He said to me, right, you've got three options. The first option is we'll take it off for you and we'll throw it in the bin. That didn't seem very sparkling to me. However, option 2 was, or even though it's not our stand, what we'll do, the lugs have collapsed on the frame underneath. Sorry, on the stand underneath. Now, I do believe one or two people have pointed out, including Dave, that it's probably a tech stand. And even tech say it's not suitable for sitting on, because if you do sit on it, the lugs on the stand itself can collapse. And well, you've only got to look at mine to see what happens once they collapse. So the first option that they offered me was throw it away. The second thing was we will take it off. We know a cracking fellow just across the road from us who does some welding for us. We'll see if he can re-weld some better lugs on it, and we'll put it back on for you. But we don't normally warrant aftermarket parts, which I get completely. Or option 3, we will fit you a Triumph stand at cost price. So I won't have any labour to pay. I'll just pay for the stand at the cost they get it for. And to be honest, that seems to be honest, that's the route I'm going to go down. I'm going to have them fit the Triumph stand, because I figured that even if they get the lugs welded in the right place on the stand that's on, it was a hell of a maul to get on the stand in the first place. So it wasn't going to alleviate that problem. It wasn't going to change that. It was still going to be a pain, a bit of a wrench. So I thought, well, I've got the offer of the Triumph stand at a fair price. They've been very fair with me, I think. What do you think? I think that's very fair, and so that's the route I'm going to go down. So we're going to have a Triumph stand fitted next week. Now, this is a risk for me. I can hear it. I can hear them now. I can hear all my old Enfield friends saying, we told you so, we told you so, you'll be back. There you are, you see. I can hear them laughing now. But, hey, warts and all, I don't tell lies. And one of the other things that I touched on the previous vid was I mentioned that I'd fitted a fender extender to my front mudguard. And it's still letting a little bit past it, and I was saying, why on earth don't they fit proper front mudguards to these bikes? It's just ridiculous to clart up the front of your engine, which is completely avoidable. And again, I just don't get it. I don't get it. Anyway, one of my mates, Mike, who's in the north of Scotland, he has come up with a solution, and what he's done, and again, I can hear the Enfield fans in the background. I can hear you all laughing now. He fitted to his, I believe he's got a Speed Twin, and he's fitted a Royal Enfield Classic 350 front mudguard that was his solution to his Speed Twin. So he's put the Royal Enfield mudguard on. He's done a cracking job. It looks stock. And I know one or two people have asked to see a photograph. So I'm happy to put that on. Mike sent me a photograph on. I'll pop it up now. There's a picture of his bike, and hasn't he done a wonderful job? And look at that mudguard. So I hope somebody in Hinckley at Triumph's watching this, because there you go, that's what a mudguard looks like, you know. So come on, can we have a mudguard on our bikes, please? Or is it just an old-fashioned thing, and we're slaves to fashion, and we have to have mudguards that are 3 inches long, that are neither use nor ornament? Well, there you go. So thanks for that, Mike. That's absolutely brilliant solution. And if you ever want set up in business, I think you've got a little ready-made business there, mate. While we're on Mike, he also sent me a picture of his speed twin overlooking Applecross Pass. So that's great to see. Thanks for that, Mike, and we'll no doubt talk soon. Thanks for that. Now, John Marie, he's in Luxembourg, and he's been out and about on his Royal Enfield Classic 350 Chrome Bronze. That's wonderful to see, just like the one I've just got rid of. And he's also sent a picture of his BMW K75 with his sidecar on it. I used to have a K75 years ago. He's got a BMW K75 with sidecar, and he says he's been all over Europe with this in this outfit. He's been to the Dragon Rally 6 times. He's been up to Scotland, Ullapool. He's been down as far as Ibiza with the kids when they were young. And he said he actually sold this outfit in 2003 to a good friend of his. But his good friend sadly died in 2020, and so he got it back. So that's wonderful to see. The sidecar must hold some memories for you. And he also mentions that his wife also rides, and she's got a Honda 125. So thanks for that, John Marie. Now, John's been out and about on his Bonnie. John's from Canada, and he's been over the border into the US. He's in Vermont, out and about on his Bonnie, and he's sent a picture of his Bonnie surrounded by the countryside in Vermont. And here's another one from across the pond, as they say, Fred. I think Fred's in the southeast of Canada as well, so he can't be far from the other fella, John. I imagine, I don't know. I mean, sometimes these distances they can get massive, can't they? But he's out and about on his yellow Royal Enfield Meteor Fireball, and he's at a place called the Bay of Fundy, somewhere else I've never heard of, but the Bay of Fundy, southeast Canada. So that's wonderful. Thanks for that, Fred. Kevin. Now, Kevin's looking very dapper, isn't he? Now, I imagine he's off on the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride, but I don't know, I might be wrong. He might ride his bike like that all year round, even in the depths of winter, although I doubt it. So that's Kevin. His HG Wells is his bike, and he's got a Royal Enfield Classic 500, and he was suggesting that I might go down that route, but well, you know the route that I went down now. So that was his guess at the time. He's looking very smart, and so thanks for sending that, Kevin. Roger's out and about on his T100, his Triumph T100, and he's up the hills. He's up near Holmfirth, and I think is that South Yorkshire, or is that West Yorkshire? I'm not sure. I think it's in Yorkshire anyway, between Glossop and Holmfirth, on the hills up there. And he sent us a couple of wonderful pictures of his T100 up there. Now, my mate Scott from Congleton, he sent in a picture of his wonderful Benelli 702X. Nelly the Benelli, he calls it. Great picture of that. And he's also got a picture a bit like, who was it earlier? Kevin, he's all kitted out there for the DGR, and a picture of his T120. So that's wonderful, Scott. See you soon, mate. Thank you. Now then, Richie knows how to get a bloke in trouble, a fella biker into trouble, doesn't he, eh? He knows exactly what he's doing. He's causing trouble in this house, because what he's done is he sent us a few pictures of his T120 Bud Eakin special edition. So that was interesting to me. He says he's also got a comfort seat, but look what else he's got. Now, as much as I love his Bud Eakin's T120, I couldn't avert my vision from the wonderful colour coordinated bike lift he's got in his garage. Goodness me. Now, you know what it's like at our age. I mean, getting off the sofa's bad enough, isn't it, for the aches and pains? And they were probably brought on by a lifetime of biking. But as for scrabbling about on the floor, cleaning it and doing your tyre pressures and your chain and just all manner of maintenance tasks, well, what I was thinking was this. If I kept the garage door locked, Mrs. ST wouldn't notice for a while, would she? I mean, what a worthy addition that'd be to my garage. And then I had the thought, well, hey, perhaps if I go through the magic tunnel, perhaps if I went in the magic tunnel one end with like a little old scissor jack, I might come out with one of them, a nice red bike lift at the end of it. Hey, that'd be fantastic. Anyway, thanks for sending them in, Richie. Brilliant. And you've started me off again, mate. That's the next thing. My missus says, you never be happy, will you? You're never done. And are we ever done? Is it just me? Is it just me? As soon as I get something that I want, I'm on to the next thing. Is it time I grew up? It is, isn't it? But, or somebody, please, somebody tell me that you're a bit like me as well. We're always looking for the next thing, aren't we? Hey, that's what keeps us going, isn't it? Anyway, I'm going to call a halt to it there. Been lovely to have you on board. Don't forget to comment and subscribe, and there's plenty comment on in this one. Let me know your thoughts, whether it be an email or whether it be in the comments section. That'd be great. And don't forget, give us a thumbs up, and if you haven't already done so, it'd be great to have you on board. It'd be lovely if you could subscribe to me. It does help the channel out, and I'll see you on the next one. Hopefully we'll be able to get out soon. It's give out rain for a couple of days, but we'll see how that goes. They can get it wrong, so ride safe, watch out for the lunatic drivers and all the potholes, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.